Hi everybody. Can you hear me? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Hi everybody. My name is Michele Marvulli and I'm CEO and co-founder of PLUMA. So let's start what we call the feeding problem. As we all know, general purpose LMMs or LLMs are great. They work perfectly for everyday tasks. But on the other side, we have manufacturing SMEs. And when we talk about specific technical tasks, often general purpose LLMs don't work perfectly. And we know why. Because that's what we call the precision gap. We have three main problems. The first one is the stochastic hallucination, because we all know they are based on plausibility, on probability. So when we work with technical tasks and error should be close to zero, we cannot afford to use general purpose LLMs. Then we talk about IP and data sovereignty, because we talked to a lot of companies and they all share the same issues. They cannot cloud share or make cloud inference to proprietary data, mainly of their customers or of their own. And last but not least, we have a problem in integration with SMEs processes, because chatbots are silos. You can use them, but they don't integrate perfectly in SMEs workflows. So we introduced PLUMA. PLUMA is the local-first, fine-tuned, and human-centric, chat-based AI infrastructure for manufacturing. We offer deterministic reliability because we build custom functions that are AI tools that answer in a deterministic way to technical tasks. We offer on-premise deployment on consumer hardware so that companies can preserve data sovereignty and IP, obviously. And we adapt to companies' workflows. So we integrate in SMEs, not the opposite. So let's deep dive in technical details. So PLUMA is an SLM, so small language model as an orchestrator. All starts with a user query with or without an attachment. Then we have the semantic router for, this is a local SLM for tool calling. Then it chooses, it has an available AI ML-based tools. So we have a wide variety of tools. And with a chain of thought execution, it decides which tool to use and if it should use some tools subsequently to obtain, finally, a deterministic output. But you can answer maybe now that if we have a lot of tools that access to a lot of sensitive data, how do we prevent unauthorized users, maybe in the same company, to use these tools? Well, we have defined a permission-aware execution sequence, where when the LLM orchestrator chooses a tool, it has to pass through our permission manager that performs a runtime policy enforcement that chooses if this tool is available to execute for that user with a certain role or not, so access denied. But you can also wonder, how do we handle companies' data? Because we all know that companies have a lot of data, but most of them are unstructured, are really bad data. So what do? We ask the companies to give us a few number of unstructured synthetic samples. Then we label them, and we use our proprietary algorithm to generate thousands of instances, so of synthetic AI-ready samples that then we use to train our models. Now, this could be just theory, but we performed a real-world validation. We went in 2 companies with real POCs, and we automized the tasks of extraction of unstructured data from technical drawings, and then generating production-ready Excel BOMs. Well, if you never worked in a manufacturing company, I have to tell you that this task takes a lot of time. It's really boring, and that's not why these people studied and why these engineers work in these companies. And we transformed this task that required at least 5 hours of work per instance to only 3 minutes. And I'll do the math. This is a 99% time reduction, all performed on consumer hardware. Well, this is not a problem of a few, because there are more than 300,000 companies obviously with more than 15 employees, so structured SMEs in developed markets like EU, USA, and UK with a 4.4 billion market value. But there are 75,000 in Italy, Germany, and US Rust Belt, and we're aiming to the 400 that in Italy and EU for now. That could be a 6 million annual recurring revenue. We are the right team to do this because we have AI and factory floor experience in the precision manufacturing. I think more than 20 years in this table. We are trying to build the future for industrial intelligence, and we are seeking partners to help us bring this vision globally. We want to bring secure and reliable deterministic AI to SMEs worldwide. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Is there anyone with a question?
Thank you. Just a quick question, because like a lot of the diagrams in manufacturing, they're not digitized, right? They're still like papers.
Yeah.
So for example, in the POC, do you also take into account the fact that all of those documents have to be digitized? Or is that a problem that your client has to take care of?
That's a great question, thank you. We actually are working both on OCR and selectionable PDFs. So we already solved that problem and with synthetic data augmentation. So we had synthetic data, because technical drawings follow a standard worldwide. So we use that standard and that synthetic samples to perform OCR too. So the kind of documents we are using are OCR right now. So yes, and also selectionable documents. So
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
My question is, who are your primary competitors, both in Europe as well as in other parts of the world, that you're going to have to protect your product against?
Okay. Thank you for the question. I'm sorry I couldn't insert because it was really short time and I wanted to focus on the technical details of the project. Well, actually, for sure, they're not competitors, Gemini, ChatGPT, and others, because they are, like as I said before, different. The main competitors that we have are companies that mainly allow SMEs to build their own agents. But this means that they must have an IT that makes the agents and also makes the deterministic tools that automate these tasks. So right now, I think we're a pretty unique solution. Not at all for sure there is someone in the world that makes it. We didn't find them. But the other companies are just focusing on another kind of automation. So mainly, you make your own agent. We instead make the tools, deterministic tools that you can then use in your company. And also for scaling, this can be strange because we have to customize, but we just made something with that can make us scale faster with clients, and so customize our functions really fast. So it takes a few time to make it available for another company.
And can you talk a little bit more about the business model? Like, is it a subscription model? Is it a pay-per, transaction?
I hoped that someone would ask me this because, again, I didn't have time to put it on the presentation. Yes, we have both. We have a first phase of onboarding. So we go to the company, we understand if we are a good fit for the company, because we have to choose our clients, obviously. So then we gave a price for the features that maybe we don't already have and we have to make for the company. And then we have a SaaS or a SaaS kind of business model. Obviously, we have a high pricing, but since we calculated that the ROI with even a high price, we are talking about like around 20,000 euros a year for a company, basing on the number of users. The ROI is still very good, because in a couple of months you pay for it, just with this kind of tasks automation. So we calculated is like in that company, only in this company, two companies, it was like 60 hours per person per month. So around for that company 1,500 euros a month. So with 10 people in a couple of months, you already paid for it. So it paid for itself. Okay.
And so since you're early, you're saying you're kind of doing a crossbreed agency model, build new features, but those will be reusable customers in the future?
Sure. we built a set of custom tools that are, I have to a preface. Really a lot of manufacturing companies share the same tasks. So if you have to build something before, you have to make the bill of materials. And most technical drawings are made in the same exact way, so following the same standard. So when we build once the tool that extracts data from technical drawings, it's perfect for every company. So if you have a specific case, obviously we have to make something new or customize maybe on your way to do the output. But we're overcoming this too with LLM context-aware code generation. We just have some tests so that the LLM can a little bit modify our code so that we are faster to scale and maybe companies are more elastic in their usage of the tool. I hope I answered.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for presenting. Make applause. Okay, so we are ready to announce the winner. And I will ask them to come to the stage. So the winner is PLUMA. Very nice job.
Now you're in the center. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for attending the session.